When dealing with hot tub wiring, the typical method involves using wire nuts or crimp connectors within a junction box. Wire length usually isn't a major concern because the wires are routed through the knockout and then secured inside the junction box. However, situations arise where the terminals are positioned very close to the knockout, creating challenges for conventional wire termination. In such instances, several solutions can be considered. Firstly, looping the wires. To do this, strip the wire ends approximately 2 to 3 inches. Form a small loop, sometimes referred to as a mouse ear, at the end of each wire. Insert these looped wires into the terminal screws and then tighten them securely. When creating the loops, make sure they are large enough to avoid interfering with the knockout. Secondly, using offset wire nuts. These specialized wire nuts are designed specifically to terminate wires coming from different angles. Position the offset wire nut strategically inside the junction box so that they can connect with the wires without bumping into the knockout. Thirdly, pulling the terminal block out. Begin by locating the mounting screws that hold the terminal block in place. Carefully remove these screws and gently pull the terminal block out of the junction box. Terminate the wires using standard wire nuts in the manner you normally would. Finally, reinstall the terminal block and secure it back in place using the screws. Fourthly, using a larger junction box. If it's feasible, consider using a junction box that offers ample space to comfortably accommodate both the wires and the terminal block, thereby eliminating any spatial issues. While looping the wires to create mouse ears might seem like a quick fix, it's not the most recommended permanent solution. These loops have a higher susceptibility to damage or accidental disconnection over time. Removing the terminal block and using wire nuts provides a safer and more dependable long-term solution. It's important to remember that all electrical work should be performed with the power disconnected. Always consult with a qualified electrician if you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring. The junction box is there to provide a safe enclosure for electrical connections. It protects the connections from physical damage and environmental factors like moisture. Wire nuts are color-coded to indicate the range of wire sizes they can accommodate. Using the correct size wire nut is essential for a secure connection. When tightening terminal screws, avoid over-tightening, which can damage the wires or the terminal block. Regularly inspect the wiring and connections for any signs of wear, damage, or loose connections. Address any issues promptly to prevent electrical hazards. Before starting any electrical work, familiarize yourself with the local electrical codes and regulations. These codes are in place to ensure safety and proper installation. Always use appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses and insulated gloves when working with electrical wiring. When routing wires through the knockout, use a connector or brushing to protect the wires from sharp edges. This prevents damage to the insulation and reduces the risk of shorts. Label all wires clearly to avoid confusion during future maintenance or repairs. This is especially important in complex wiring systems. Consider using a torque screwdriver to tighten terminal screws to the manufacturer's specified torque. This ensures a consistent and secure connection. If you are unsure about any aspect of the wiring process, seek guidance from a qualified electrician. It's always better to be safe than sorry when dealing with electricity. Keeping the work area clean and organized can help prevent accidents and ensure a smooth installation process. Use a wire stripper to remove insulation from the wires without damaging the conductors. A damaged conductor can lead to overheating and electrical hazards. After completing the wiring, test the connections with a multimeter to ensure proper voltage and continuity. This helps identify any potential problems before energizing the circuit. If you are working with multiple circuits, use different colored wires to easily distinguish between them. This simplifies troubleshooting and maintenance. Consider using a surge protector to protect the hot tub's electrical components from voltage spikes and surges. Surges can damage sensitive electronic equipment. Before working on any electrical equipment, verify that the power is turned off at the circuit breaker. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the circuit is de-energized. When installing a junction box, make sure it is properly grounded. Branding provides a path for fault current to flow, reducing the risk of electric shock. Follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing and wiring the hot tub. The instructions provide important information about proper installation and safety precautions. Consider using a ground fault circuit interrupter (GFCI) breaker to protect the hot tub circuit. A GFCI breaker detects ground faults and quickly shuts off the power, preventing electric shock. Use weatherproof connectors and fittings when making electrical connections in outdoor or damp locations. This protects the connections from moisture and corrosion. Inspect the wiring regularly for signs of damage, such as cracked insulation or corroded connections. Replace any damaged wiring immediately. Keep the area around the hot tub clear of flammable materials. This reduces the risk of fire in case of an electrical malfunction. If you notice any unusual smells, sounds, or sights coming from the hot tub's electrical equipment, turn off the power immediately and call a qualified electrician. These could be signs of a serious electrical problem. Consider having a qualified electrician inspect the hot tub's electrical system periodically to ensure it is in good working condition. Regular inspections can help identify potential problems before they become serious. Always disconnect the power to the hot tub before performing any maintenance or repairs. This prevents accidental electric shock. When replacing electrical components, use only parts that are specifically designed for the hot tub. Using the wrong parts can damage the equipment and create a safety hazard. Never attempt to repair electrical equipment unless you are qualified to do so. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is best left to professionals. If you are planning to install a new hot tub, consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical system is properly sized and installed. A properly installed electrical system is essential for the safe and reliable operation of the hot tub. When installing a hot tub, make sure it is located in a well-ventilated area. This helps prevent moisture buildup, which can damage electrical components. Consider using a timer to automatically turn off the hot tub's heater and pump when they are not in use. This can save energy and extend the life of the equipment. If you are using an extension cord to power the hot tub, make sure it is properly sized and rated for outdoor use. An undersized or damaged extension cord can overheat and cause a fire. Never run an extension cord through water or in areas where it could be exposed to moisture. This can create a serious electrical hazard. When storing the hot tub for an extended period of time, disconnect the power and drain the water. This helps prevent damage to the equipment and reduces the risk of freezing. Before using the hot tub after it has been stored, inspect the electrical system for any signs of damage. Repair any damage before reconnecting the power. If you have any questions about the hot tub's electrical system, consult with a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to err on the side of caution. Electrical codes and regulations require that all electrical work be performed in a safe and workmanlike manner. Failure to comply with these codes can result in fines and penalties. Always obtain the necessary permits before starting any electrical work. Permits ensure that the work is inspected and meets safety standards. Consider using a licensed and insured electrician for all electrical work. Licensed electricians have the training and experience to perform electrical work safely and correctly. Insurance protects you from liability in case of accidents or damage. When selecting an electrician, ask for references and check their credentials. A reputable electrician will be happy to provide this information. Get a written estimate from the electrician before starting any work. The estimate should include a detailed description of the work to be performed, the materials to be used, and the total cost. Be wary of electricians who offer extremely low prices. These electricians may not be properly licensed or insured, and they may not perform quality work. Always pay the electrician after the work has been completed and you are satisfied with the results. Do not pay in advance unless you have a very good reason to do so. Keep a copy of all contracts, estimates, and invoices related to the electrical work. This documentation will be helpful if you have any problems in the future. Report any unsafe electrical conditions to the appropriate authorities. This helps protect the public from electrical hazards. Stay informed about electrical safety issues and take steps to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. Looping the wire should only be considered a temporary solution due to potential long-term risks of damage or disconnection. Offset wire nuts are a suitable alternative when space constraints are a concern because their design allows for connections at different angles. Removing the terminal block provides more space for standard wire nut connections, ensuring a secure and reliable outcome. Upgrading to a larger junction box is a great solution to accommodate wires and terminal block more effectively. For optimal safety and reliability, pulling the terminal block and using wire nuts is recommended, but all options are valid depending on the specific setup. Always turn off the circuit breaker before working with electrical wires. Using insulated tools reduces the risk of electric shock. Always check local electrical codes for specific regulations regarding hot tub wiring. Grounding the hot tub properly is crucial for preventing electrical shock hazards. When stripping wires, be careful not to nick or damage the conductors. Use the correct size wire for the hot tub's electrical requirements. Overloaded circuits can cause overheating and fires. Make sure all connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause arcing and electrical problems. Inspect the wiring regularly for any signs of wear or damage. Replace any damaged wiring immediately. Keep the area around the hot tub clear of flammable materials. This reduces the risk of fire in case of an electrical malfunction. If you notice any unusual smells, sounds, or sights coming from the hot tub's electrical equipment, turn off the power immediately and call a qualified electrician. These could be signs of a serious electrical problem. Ensure you are familiar with the specific electrical requirements outlined in the hot tub's manual and adhere to them. Local codes must be followed to ensure safe hot tub operation. Remember, working with electricity can be dangerous, so caution and proper technique is paramount. Firstly, safety comes first. Always disconnect power. Secondly, use proper tools and materials. Thirdly, follow the manufacturer's instructions. Fourthly, comply with local electrical codes. Fifthly, if unsure, consult an electrician. Sixthly, inspect your wiring regularly. Seventhly, maintain a clean and dry environment. Eighthly, use appropriate connectors and fittings. Ninthly, ensure proper grounding. Tenthly, keep all electrical components covered. Proper wire termination is vital for the safe and efficient operation of a hot tub. Understanding the different methods available ensures longevity of the hot tub equipment. By prioritizing safety and employing correct techniques, you can create a reliable hot tub electrical system.